I'm DINA, a teacher trainee of B.Ed second semester from Siliguri B.Ed College and Siliguri Primary Teacher Training College, and my method paper is Life Science, and the topic which I'm going to discuss today is the skeletal system. So class, let us begin our today discussions, and for today's discussions our topic is the skeletal system. So the skeleton is the body-long structure of bones. It is the framework of bones which is covered by skin. It is made up of bones of different sizes and shapes. An adult human being has as many as 206 bones in his or her body. It is this framework of bones that helps us to stand erect and move about. It gives a certain shape to the human body. It also enables us to move. The human body is able to move about because it has bone joints at different parts of the body. These joints help the human body to move. The skeleton gives support to the body and protects the soft, inner, tender parts like the brain, lungs, heart, eyes, spinal cord, etc. So in short, the definitions of the skeletal system is the framework of the body consisting of bones and other connective tissues and internal organs. Functions of skeletal system. The skeletal system performs different functions, like it provides form and shape to our body. It protects the delicate inner organs of our body. It helps in the movement of the body part as it provides a surface to which the muscles are attached. The process of formations of red blood cells take place in the bone marrow, and bone marrow is a soft and spongy substances present inside the bones. And we can say that the functions of the skeleton system is to protect organs, offer support, protections and flexibility to organisms, forms blood cells and stores calcium. Parts of skeletal system. So the skeletal system of a human body is made up of many parts. They are like skull, backbone, ribcage, limbs, griddles and joints, which we will discuss now one by one. Skull. So the skull is made up of 8 bones joined together. It is formed of a small box. It is covering for the most delicate organ of the body, that is our brain. It protects the brain from any kind of injury or shock. The face skull is another part of the skull. It is made up of 14 bones in all. These bones protect the eyes, ears, nose, and the tongue. The facial bones also make up the jaw. The lower joint is able to move freely. Next is the backbone. So, our skull rests on the backbone. The backbone is made up of 33 bones joined to one another. These bones are shaped like ring and are known as vertebrates. The spine or the backbone starts at the neck and continues down to the hips. It protects the spinal cord, which is a very delicate organ. And the third one, which we are going to discuss on skeletal system, is ribcage. So the ribcage is towards the front of the human being. It is made up of 12 curved bones. These curved bones are known as ribs. The ribcage acts as a protective framework for the heart and our lungs. Fourth one is limbs. So the limbs of a human body consist of 2 pairs. They are a pair of forelimb or our arms and a pair of hind limb, which is our legs. The limbs are made up of long bones fitted together. So as we look in the pictures also, we can understand it clearly. So on my left it is the forelimb, and in the right it is a hind limb. And the fifth one is the griddle. So we have two pairs of griddles. One of them is the pair of shoulder griddle, and the other one is the pair of hip griddle. The limb, that is our arms and the legs, are not directly joined to the backbone, but instead they are joined to the griddles. The griddles are on either side of the backbone and are fixed to it. They give support to our legs and the hands. So on the pictures we can understand it. So left one is the shoulder griddle and the right one is the hip griddle. Last one, number 6 one, which is joint, which we are going to discuss now. So joint is formed when two bones meet. Some joints in our body are movable where others are immovable. The bones of our skull are fixed, making the joints between them fixed. So the joints between them are immovable. The movable joints of our body are of 4 kinds, and they allow all kinds of movements that a human body make. And these joints are ball and a socket joint, pivot joint, hinge joint, and saddle joint. So first is the ball and socket joint. Ball and socket joint are found in the hip and the shoulders. This joint allow the maximum movement, like the maximum number of movement which we human beings are done with the help of this ball and the socket joints. And the other joint is the pivot joint. So the pivot joint is found between our head and the neck. In a pivot joint, one bone can move without disturbing the other bone. And the third joint is the hinge joint. Hinge joint, for example, I can say that hinge joint in human body are the elbows joint and the knee joint. These joints allow movement only for doing upward and downward movement. And the last joint which we are going to discuss is the saddle joint. The saddle joint gets its name because of the bones forming. One part of the joint is concave, that is turned inward to one end and look like a shadow. The other bone end is convex, that is turned outward, and it looks like a rider in a shadow. That is why it got its name as a saddle joint. So the saddle joint or the sliding joint is found between the bones of the backbone, and these joints allows only a slight movement. So and these are some of the few discussions which we have discussed on the topic, the skeletal system, and in which we have learned about its functions and the parts of the skeletal system. And in the functions we get to know that the skeletal system gives shape to our body. It also protects the delicate inner organs of our body like the heart, lungs, brain, kidneys, and others. And even we also learned that the blood formations take place in the bone marrow, and bone marrow is found where? And the bones. So we learned its functions and its importance together as well. And in the parts of the skeletal system, we learned about the 6 kinds of skeletal system, or 6 parts of the skeletal system, like the skull, the backbone, the rib cage, limbs, girdles, and joints. And in the joints also, we came to know that there are movable joint as well as immovable joint. Like immovable joint are found in our head or in the skull area, and movable joint in the other rest part of our body, like the bolt and the socket, the pivot joint, the hinge joint, and the saddled joint. So I hope the discussions or the notes which I have prepared on the topic the skeletal system will be helpful and beneficial and understanding the skeletal system. And lastly, I just want to say thank you for giving your valuable time to, and hearing me till the end. So thank you.